All right, time for some MDC training. We just got a call at 34816 Cass Southeast Ridge Street. This is, we can see it's a test call, but if it's an AFA or anything like that, it would show it there, or a call or fire. This will show what tack we're on. This shows the address. This shows the common name. The reason we put the common names in, so you won't have to look up the address. So if I say Cascade View, you know where it's at. Timber Ridge, you know where it's at. Safeway, you know where it's at. You shouldn't have to look up the address. That's why we put the common names in. The map is usually the geocode. City is important. If you don't recognize the address, if it's North Bender Falls City, you can start heading that way. And then cross streets. If you don't recognize where the street is, these are the cross streets for it. Info, this will tell you the mobile units and any information that's doing it. Response area is Snoqualmie Fire here. If there's any priors, this will show all the previous prior calls we've had here. If whoever called, it'll say the name and the phone number right there. Any hazmat cautions or premise notes, it'll show right here. Premise notes, it said that there's an 80 at the front door. All right. Down here are the comments, so anything in red is new that dispatch just brought up. Okay. So let's, the buttons up here, or if we go, you're going to hit this if you're going route, staged if we're staging for PD. Hit the red button, they'll say on scene. All those statuses will arrive right here. Other buttons, we have night. This turns everything inverted as far as the colors. Some people like it when they do it at night, except it kind of really messes up the map. So if you don't like that, take it back to days. This button up here in the blue, it'll take you back to your call. So if you're in your map right here, you want to go back to see what your call says, you hit this blue button up here. All right. This map button right here will take you back to the previous map view that you had. So that's the previous map view. This is the map view I like because it shows almost all of Snoqualmie Ridge and downtown. It'll let you know if you need to go one way or the other, and obviously that's where the fire station is. So let's go back to the call. If you need to transport, you can hit that, and it'll bring up a screen what hospital is supposed to transport. And then when you get to your destination, you just hit that, and it'll be at your destination. These will mark your times down on your CAD. Available with the blue means you are available local area. You're not in the station, and once you get in the station, you can hit this button. And if you were crossed with your 80 car before, it'll recross you. If you were not crossed before, it'll just show you in quarters. Okay. So let's look at the mapping and how to get there. If you hit this map it button, it'll take you to the center of the call. So it says test call, but if it's an 8 or fire, that's what it'd say right there. And so what you can do is just zoom in. And as you zoom in, you start to get to see a little more detail. See the hydrants popped up. You can zoom in a little bit more, and you start to see some houses and some addresses. And you can start seeing the building outlines right here. One disadvantage, the houses gets bigger, however the addresses don't. So you might need some glasses, or you might have really good vision. Also, see this cursor button? This lets you move around back and forth. You put it where you want it in the center. This test call says it's here, but it could be on any of these addresses here. It takes you to the nearest intersection. It does not take you to the exact address. If for some reason it takes you close to the address, this little test call symbol right here might actually be covering the address, so it's going to be really hard to see. So let's zoom out a little bit. And that's what the mapping function does. It takes you to the center of the call. So let's go back to the call here. Now, what the directions button does, it takes you to, it puts you where your engine is on the screen here, and it also shows you what direction to take to the call. So your engine and the call will be on the same screen. And if your map tracking is on auto zoom, which it is now, the closer you drive to the call, it'll start zooming in on that call. So if you're driving along and it gets to here, it'll start zooming in on this call here. Let me just get it here for a minute. it'll start zooming in on the call. The closer you get, the closer you get. So that's what that button does. Let's go back to it again. So the direction button does that. And also, this right here gives you step-by-step directions on which way to turn. Start going west on Snoqualmie Parkway. If you want to read directions in writing, you hit expand, and all your directions right here. Okay. If for some reason you want to clear the route, go like this, it'll clear the route. If you want to get it back again, there it is. It's a blue line. We'll get it right back again. Okay. One more button we have to look at is the call zoom. Now this is for if multiple units are going to your call. You hit call zoom, and within a 5-mile area, it'll show the multiple units from the furthest one out. So let's say this is engine 155 and aid 155 is right here. It'll show all those units within 5 miles coming into that call. So let's say if aid 155 is here and engine 187 is coming through here, if it's within 5 miles, it'll show where engine 187 is, and it'll track it all the way in as well. So that's what call zoom does right here. So this is important here. If you ever see the pre-plan button in yellow, it means there's a pre-plan associated with this address or this location name. And pre-plan, it's SQFD 002601. That is direct correlation to what number it is in our pre-fire book. So if you need to know what pre-plan is, it's 2601. We hit it here. It should come up to the exact pre-fire as in our book. And there it is. Snoqualmie Elementary, 2601. And then just like described in the pre-fires, you can zoom in on it, and it gives you the aerial view of it. And you page down. You can get the Charlie side of it, and then you get your floor plans, an overall view if I put that in there, and then any information. So what's nice about this is, let's go back to the screen. If we have 3 or 4 units coming to this and they don't know, they've never been to this building before, they can hit on this pre-fire plan and they can bring up our pre-fires of the building. They can see what the building looks like from the air, the floor plan, and all that stuff before they even get there. They can see what the alarm panel is, where the Knox box panel is. So this is very important. On the hindsight, if we go into North Bend or Issaquah and we see a pre-plan here, we'll hit on that. We'll see what kind of pre-plans they made for their buildings. Okay. And then since, let's do the transport. So we're on scene here. We're going to transport to, usually it's Snoqualmie Valley right here. Hit that and hit submit, and it will have us transporting. Now, what's nice about this is if you hit directions, it'll show you from where you're at all the way, not where the test call is, but all the way to the hospital right there. So if you're in a weird area or going to a hospital you really don't know, you can use the directions to get you to that hospital. If you're going to Overlake, Madigan, Children's, where you don't know it, you can use this to get there. So that's what the transport is. And once you get to the destination, hit at destination, and then see this yellow button pulled up here. We'll go back to the calls, and it says, look, we are at the destination. Transport info. Looks like we transported to Snoqualmie Valley, non-emergency, and then once we were done and we need to go available local area, we'll hit this. We got to make sure we hit submit, and now we're available local area, returning from the hospital. And once we get in quarters, we hit in quarters, which keeps us either crossed or uncrossed events how we were before. And that is the quick summary on your MDC pre-fires for the city of Snoqualmie.